Several weeks ago I showed you all my newest revolver purchase. It's the Smith & Wesson Model 629 with a 3-inch barrel. And so far I am loving this revolver. But as I pointed out in that video, this particular revolver has one glaring issue for me, and it's these grips. I think they're beautiful. I love them, except that on especially heavy recoiling rounds, this comes back and the sharp edges on this grip right here kind of cut into the web of my hand. That's not too bad on the lighter loads. The very first rounds that I fired in this revolver were traditionally lubed Keith semi-wad cutters that were loaded up with skeeter loads. Kind of felt like that was only right. But shooting a bunch of those, or shooting even a couple of heavy magnums, really starts to wear on the hand. So I mentioned I was looking for new grips, and y'all gave several great suggestions. The one thing I didn't want to do was end up trying out 3, 4, 5, a dozen different grips and then having a box full of grips that I'm no longer using. So what I ended up going with was the Hogue Monogrip. This is basically the same grip that I already have installed on my 6.5-inch Model 29. And I love this grip. That grip fits my hand almost perfectly. Now this is a round butt, where the 29 that I have is a square butt. And so for the round butt, it is the Model 25,000. Now this particular grip, brand new, cost me less than $20. And I know that in the minds of a couple of you, that doesn't sit quite right, and I understand that. This revolver is a beautiful piece of machinery, and it's really enhanced by a gorgeous set of wood grips. That rubber kind of distracts from that. But the way I've come to see this is not a piece of jewelry. This isn't something I just stare at, and it may be called upon to save lives at some point. So yes, I'm putting a $20 grip on a revolver that costs several $100s. Now this monogrip is grippy, but I would not call it grabby. I've actually carried this gun concealed carry in an outside the waistband holster more than once now, and it carries very well even with this rubber grip. There's a little stirrup that goes on the bottom for these monogrips if you haven't seen the installation before. Now the rubber in this monogrip does tame the recoil, but it's not spongy. Alright, that just slides over that pin in the bottom. And then inside the grip is a little groove that this slides down in. Slide that into place, and then there's a screw that goes through the bottom of the grip and into that stirrup. I do believe the wood grip looks better, but the rubber feels better, fits my hand like a glove. This part back here feels better in the palm of my hand. It doesn't stick out quite as far as this one does I've got on the 29, but they both feel really good in the hand. And while this one looks better, I like to shoot my guns, not just look at them. And this part right here is certainly not going to bite into the web of my hand the way this one did. So, let's go to the range, put a bunch of rounds through this, and see how it feels. We got a sad story for you. I went to the range and I shot a bunch of different ammo. I shot 200 grain 44 specials, I shot 250 grain magnums, I shot 270 grain cast and jacketed magnums. I shot one-handed, I shot two-handed, I shot single action, I shot double action. I had slow motion footage where you could see the shockwave rippling back through my arm. I showed some impressive muzzle blast fireballs coming out of the front end of this. But unfortunately, I've lost those videos. So I'll do a real quick reenactment for you, but it won't do it justice. Pew 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 pew. Yep, with these new grips, I could shoot this gun all day long. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and God bless.